Hi guys! Today I will be sharing braided mongo bread and braided mongo loaf bread. For the first dough, we need 2/3 cup of warm water, 1 package of yeast which is 7 to 8 grams, 1 tablespoon of sugar, half a teaspoon salt, and 1 cup of bread flour. If you don't have bread flour, you can use plain flour. So first thing we need to do is to proof the yeast. We just wanna make sure that our yeast is still alive. So combine the warm water with sugar and then the yeast. We're gonna leave this to rest for about 5 to 10 minutes or until when the yeast is bubbly, just like this. And now we can move on to the next step. In a bowl, combine the bread flour and the salt, then add the yeast mixture. Then give it a mix. And then cover it with cling wrap, put it in a warm spot, and let it rest for about 45 to 1 hour or until it doubles in size. 2/3 cup of milk, 60 grams of melted butter, half a cup of sugar, 1 egg. This is 3 cups of bread flour, but I added 2 tablespoons extra, which I'll show you later. And this is the dough one that we rested for about 40 to 50 minutes. In my stand mixer, I'm putting the milk, melted butter.
Hey guys, what's up?
The egg, the sugar. I'll just mix this. The eggs here will not mix yet. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can knead the dough by hand. Test the temperature of the liquid ingredients. Make sure that it's warm, not hot. Now I'm adding the dough that we prepared before. And now I'm gonna start the kneading process, but begin with the lowest setting of the stand mixer. I'm gonna add the flour slowly. So I'm adding half a cup at a time. So now I'm gonna add the last addition of the flour. At this point, we're gonna check the consistency of the dough. If it's too sticky, we're gonna add a tablespoon at a time. So that's the first tablespoon that I added. At this point, I feel that my dough is still sticky. So I'm gonna add one more heaping tablespoon. You need to be able to knead the dough for about 8 to 10 minutes. At this point, my dough is ready, so I'm gonna stop kneading. Got a bowl here with that I added a little bit of vegetable oil. Now I'm gonna take my dough out of the mixer, and then I just gonna form it into a ball. Just like so. And then I just gonna roll this into the oil. And then I'm gonna cover this with cling wrap and then place it in a warm spot for about an hour or until it doubles in size. After about an hour, the dough is ready. So we're gonna take this out of the bowl and we're gonna shape it. There are two ways to do this. You can easily cut the dough in half and work with the half of the dough at a time. Or you could do the same procedure as I'm doing where I'm using the entire dough. So, using a rolling pin, flatten the dough into square. Just like this. So I have red bean paste here that I prepared last night. I have a separate video tutorial on how to make this. I'll put the link below on where you could find it. So using a spatula, spread the red bean paste thinly, not too much. You don't want to risk the dough from not cooking because so now we're gonna roll the dough just like a Swiss roll. Once I get halfway, I'm gonna cut the dough. You can use a knife to do this process. And now I'm gonna roll the other half just like a Swiss roll as well. So we got two rolls. So now using a dough scraper or a knife, cut the dough in half. You just want to make sure that the cut ends is facing upwards, just like so. And then very quickly, we're gonna braid it or twist it. So up and over until you get to the ends of the bread. And then we're gonna form this into a circle. Pinching both ends. And then we're gonna continue shaping it until we're happy with how it looks like. Set this aside, cover it with towel or plastic, and then put it in a warm spot and let it rest for about 45 minutes or until it doubled in size again. And then same procedure what we're gonna do with the other half of the dough to make a loaf of bread, but instead of shaping it into a reef, we're gonna cut it in half just like so. And then I've got a loaf pan here that I put butter all over it. And then I'm gonna place the dough in the loaf pan and let it rest for 45 minutes as well, covered in tea towel. After 45 minutes, our dough is ready to be baked. It has doubled in size. Before baking, just to give it a nice brown color once it's done baking, I've got an egg here that I beat, and then I'm just gonna put the egg wash on top of the bread. By this point, your oven should be preheated at 180 degrees Celsius, and we're gonna bake this for about 20 to 25 minutes. Same procedure with the loaf of mongo bread. Brush it with egg wash on top. This one we're gonna bake in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 20 to 22 minutes. And this is what it looks like after baking. You can let it cool down in a wire rack. And this is the loaf mongo bread. This bread is really good, and I can guarantee that you're gonna love this as much as we love it at home. So I hope you give them a try. And then just to show you what it looks like inside of the bread when you cut it. The bread will stay soft for a number of days. And to store it, put it in an airtight container as well. Just showing you how light and soft the bread is. I guarantee you're gonna love this recipe. And for the round bread, again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Bye!